G'day, friends. Malua here. Today we're diving into everything you need to get ready for the next LOTRO expansion, expected this November. I'll walk you through what to do before and after launch, and how to 10x your prep so you're ready on day one. Between now and launch, there's a ton you can do to get ahead of the curve. Here's my top list of must do prep moves you should start right now to unlock in your success when the expansion drops. First things first, pick your lane. Decide which class or classes, if you're feeling ambitious, and role you're planning to bring into the next raiding season. Are you going to be the shield that holds the line, the healer keeping everyone alive, or the DPS raining down chaos on the boss? Locking this in early saves you from spreading yourself too thin, because it narrows down your prep work to exactly what you need. Think of it as setting your GPS. Once you know your destination, every step you take gets you closer without wasting time on detours. Bonus, the sooner you choose, the sooner you can start stacking the right gear, traceries, and consumables like a pro. Virtues are your fastest way to win on the prep checklist. Don't leave them hanging. Max out the ones you're most likely to slot. For DPS and healers, grab those offensive virtues for more punch. For debuffers, stack defensive virtues to stay standing while you weaken the enemy. Tanks, mitigation virtues all day long. You are the wall, after all. Now, how do you get them leveled? You've got options. The slow grind. Delvings and mission weeklies. Great if you're only a level or two short. The fast track, if you've got cash, buy a Valar, strip the virtue points, and funnel them straight to your main. Expensive, but effective. The farm life. Slayer D totems and good old fashioned mob farming. In my opinion, this is the second fastest way to crank those virtues up without emptying your wallet. Bottom line, virtues aren't just stat padding. They make you stronger, sharper, and deadlier. Get them maxed now, and you'll thank yourself later when you're tearing through landscape content, armed with nothing but drop gear. Hitting level 160 is like stepping onto the main stage. You want to be ready, not scrambling in starter gear. The trick? Gear out one toon fast so that they can carry and feed your other characters. Here's how to make that happen. Step 1. Delving gear first. When you ding 160, your first stop should be the Delving Quartermaster, but don't wait until then to start prepping. Run Delvings now and cap your writs at 5,000. That way, you've got a stockpile waiting. Step 2. Hoard for later. You can also collect delving gear and boxes right now. Don't decon it yet, store it up, because the value doesn't decay. Once you hit 160, decon the whole pile at once and boom, instant writ injection. Step 3. Upgrade like a boss. With your writ stash ready, you can immediately buy upgraded delving gear at 160. That means 1-2 gears up almost instantly, making them your powerhouse for farming delvings, missions, raids, and feeding your alts. It's basically like setting up loot buffet for your future self. If you're confident you've banked enough gearboxes to decon for writs later, it's time to turn your eyes to something even shinier: universal morale pots. These beauties drop from the weekly delving box, and you get to choose what you want out of it. Always pick the morale pots. Here's why. Double the safety net. Universal morale pots give you a second emergency heal on top of your regular morale pot. That's like carrying a spare parachute when things get dicey. You'll be glad you have it. Worth their weight in gold. And tough content, whether it's delvings, raids, or that one landscape boss who thinks like they're Sauron's cousin, an extra panic button can mean the difference between victory and a corpse run. Why not choose the tokens instead? Simple. You can craft tokens whenever you need them. But universal morale pots, you can't craft those. They're exclusive, they're precious, and the smart move is to hoard them. Now, technically, you could grab the Universal Craft Potion instead. Those are great for crafting lively essences, but here's the catch. The new level 160 lively essences won't even show up until months after the expansion. You'll have tons of time to build that stockpile later. Plus, you'll earn plenty of essences naturally from the content you run. Universal Morale pots, on the other hand, are only available through the weekly delving box, making them a limited time treasure you don't want to pass up. Comparable to delving gear, you've got you've also got access to adventurer boxes. These can be purchased with embers from the adventurer quartermaster scattered across Middle Earth, and they're a solid way to gear up. But here's the catch. Any gear you're currently wearing that can be deconned into embers will lose that value once the level cap increases. After the expansion, those pieces will only break down into figments, not embers. Translation: if you don't decon them now, you're leaving embers on the table. But you don't want to go into the expansion without gear. So you need alternative ways to max out your embers. Once you hit level cap of 160, you'll want to spend those embers immediately in this order. Offhand weapons first, then gear upgrades to fill in gaps, and then essences last. Nice to have, but not as urgent as some of the other pieces. Why it matters. With embers capped at 10,000, it's critical that you max them out before the expansion drops. That way, when the cap hits, you'll have a full bank ready to spend immediately instead of scrambling to farm while everyone else races ahead. And because of all and because we all love a good to-do list, here's a handy rundown of ember farming methods you can start right now. I want to say special thanks to my friend Fortis who put this list together for us. So you can earn up to 6,950 embers per character per week. And this is including the 7 proto dailies. So you can do the challenges of the Ikrabon Valley, forging a path in the Ikrabon Valley, challenges of Umbar, the fortunes of Umbar Barabel, Umbari Tam for embers, trials of Umbar and Ikrabon Valley, proto bounties, delve into the darkness, on a mission weekly, and on a continuing mission weekly. If ra- if raiding is on your horizon, now's the perfect time to grab a stack of tomes of defense. You can trade embers for them at any adventurer quartermaster. These tomes boost both your physical and tactical mitigations. And trust me, when we're stepping into brand new instances wearing basic gear, every bit of mitigation matters. The closer you can push those stats to acceptable levels early on, the smoother your raid progression will be. Be smart with your reward track boxes. Stock up on tracery and enhancement rune boxes, but don't open them yet unless they already specify level 141. Here's why. Level binding. When opened, these boxes lock to your current level. To maximize their value, wait until you've passed the relevant level before cracking them open. For the upcoming expansion, that will likely be 151 for both traceries and enhancement runes, but always double check once they're live in game. Timing tip: don't open boxes before the new item exists in game, or you'll miss out on the upgraded level version. If you already have a box that specifies level 141, it means it's been opened, so it will not upgrade to 151. Bottom line, patience pays off here. Hold those boxes until the expansion drops and you're at the right level. Then cash in for maximum power. Leveling fast means hitting the ground running, so make sure you've got a stash of XP Accelerator tomes ready to go. Buy them on sale from the store when it's up. Here's the breakdown. What you'll need: aim for 50 enhanced XP tomes plus 2 of the 200% XP tomes per character you want to power level. That combo will boost you through the 10 levels right out of the gate. Enhanced XP tomes have no timer, so you can use them whenever. The 200% tomes do have a timer, so be intentional about when you activate them. I'll cover strategy for that later. Don't forget, you can also spend destiny points for XP acceleration if you've got them saved up. Make sure you're up to date on the main storyline. You can jump in right now at Bell, which offers an easy on ramp into the latest chapters. Why bother? Because the main story often rewards you with great starter gear and even gold traceries, perfect for giving your character a head start. At the very least, you should play through the story on your main character to see what rewards you can scoop up. Here's the catch: in past expansions, we haven't always had such a convenient entry point into new content. That means if you wait, you could end up scrambling to play catch up when the expansion launches. Play through the storyline now while you've got the time, and you'll walk into the new content ready to go. If you're planning to take a new class into raid season, or if mid to high tier raiding is new territory, now's the perfect time to dig in and really learn your class and roll in the raid. The better you know your toolkit, the smoother your raid experience will be. We're putting together a full series of videos to help with this, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay up to date as they drop. When the expansion hits, you'll be doing a ton of solo leveling before raids even open. That's why having a solid DPS setup is absolutely critical. Don't waste time crawling through mobs. Make sure you've got a DPS line ready to go, complete with gear, trade trees, and allies. This is especially important if you've been playing tank, healer, or support in the last raid cycle. Those roles are amazing in group play, but painfully slow when you're solo. Build out your DPS set now so you're not stuck begging a DPS buddy to carry you through quests. With the right prep, you can solo your way to level cap in about a week, fast and efficient. Max out your allies. With the new level cap increase comes a ally reforge and higher levels. So if you don't max out your levels now, you'll be at a deficit and will have unnecessary hard time leveling. This does not mean that you need to have gold traceries. Teal is sufficient since Temple T1s drop them a ton. Right now, I know that it seems like a lot, but that's what you can be doing right now to lay the foundations of being ready for the expansion. A day or two before the expansion drops, make sure you decon any ember gear you're not wearing to max out your embers. Once the expansion hits, that same gear will only break down into figments, not embers, so don't miss your window. Next, for any toons you plan to level quickly, run as many missions as your quest log will allow. Here's the trick: complete them, but don't turn them in. You're just stacking finished missions in your log. I'll explain why in just a moment. We've finally made it. It's expansion day. The very first thing you'll want to do is power level your character. But heads up, once you hit level 154, your old raid gear set becomes obsolete. At that point, you'll need a quick gear fix to keep moving smoothly. Here are your three best options. First, basic crafted gear, a fast and reliable stopgap. 2. Moor's gear set, if it's available to use outside the moors. Double check before banking on it. 3. Main storyline rewards, a little bit slower, but a solid starter gear you can earn just by playing through the new content. As a solo player, you've got three main strategies for power leveling and can combine these if you want. The first one The first and one of the most reliable from past expansions is the mission method. Here's how it works step by step. Step 1. Stack your missions early. Before the expansion even drops, go out and complete as many missions as your quest log allows. Important, don't turn them in yet. Leave them finished but unclaimed. Launch day boost. When the expansion drops, pop a 200% XP accelerator tome, then turn in all those banked missions at once. You'll see a massive XP spike in just a few clicks. After turning them in, log out to save your timer. Reset and repeat. Wait 1 day for missions to reset. Log back in while your 200% tome is still ticking. Run through all the missions again. And this time, turn them in as you go for continuous boosted XP. Cycle again. Another After another reset, go back to step 1. Stack, boost, turn in, rinse and repeat until you're flying up levels. This method works beautifully because it front loads XP gains and lets you squeeze maximum value out of your 200% tome. It's efficient, repeatable, and keeps you solo friendly while everyone else is still figuring out where to quest. Another proven method is farming boss 1 of Fickle Gundu with an XP accelerator tome active. For the best results, run the instance 2 levels above your current level to maximize XP gains. Do not run this one as a fellowship. So the steps. Step 1. Pop your XP tome and farm boss 1. 2. Be sure to run to the stairs of the second boss room to ensure the XP registers, or just go ahead and kill boss 2 if you prefer. Third, rinse and repeat until your XP tome timer runs out. This method pairs perfectly with the mission method. After you've turned in all your stacked missions, jump straight into Thickle Gundu and farm bosses until your tomb expires. Then reset and go back to missions to keep the cycle going. The final method is best suited for solo leveling your alts. Funneling task items to one specific alt parked at a task board. Here's how it works. Step 1. Collect task items on your main character, then funnel them to your chosen alt through shared storage or mail. 2. Park that alt by a task board. Log in, pop an XP accelerator, turn in the tasks for a quick burst of XP, log off, and repeat whenever you've stocked up more task items. There's a little upfront effort required to get the alt to a convenient task board location in the new zone, but once that's done, it's smooth sailing. This method is simple, repeatable, and great for passively boosting alts without heavy grinding. School is scalable 3-man instance and the absolute fastest way to hit level 160 if you're parallel leveling as a group. Grab 2 friends, set the instance 2 levels above your current level, pop an XP accelerator tome, and farm away. Fair warning, it's boring, but with tomes active, you'll blaze through levels in just a couple of hours. If speed is your only goal, this is hands down the quickest path to cap. Stop and celebrate! You finally hit level 160. Done now? I wish. The end game is just beginning. Now the real work begins. Gearing up your character and getting ready for when the first 3 6-man instances drop. This isn't going to be a full step by step gear guide, but I do want to share some general tips to get you started, based on if you did the expansion prep work we've hammered on about. First, know your stat requirements and priorities for the class and role you plan to raid with. These aren't guesses, they're hard numbers, calculated precisely based on the new level cap of 160. The good news? You don't have to crunch those numbers yourself. Plenty of folks in the community build spreadsheets with the math done for you, and they regularly share those values. A great place to check is the Mithril Academy or Guinevere's Discord communities. You'll find these resources and people willing to help already waiting there. I'll drop a link to the Mithril Academy Discord in the description below. Once you have your stats in hand, it's time to go shopping. Guinevere's does a fantastic job of posting the latest gear as it rolls out in game, so you can easily check there to see what's available. If you want to take it a step further, use the LOTRO Companion app to design your ideal min-max setup. The beauty of the app is that you can instantly see how swapping different gear pieces affects your stats, making it way easier to lock in the best numbers for your build without having to commit to a piece or trying to do the math yourself. We've touched base on these before, but here's a quick rundown of your first gear options at level 160. First, delving writs. Spend your saved writs right away to upgrade your gear. Don't forget, you can also decon the saved delving gear for even more writs. Next, embers. Use your ember stockpile to grab your offhand weapon first from the adventurer quartermaster or shield, then move on to the other upgrades. Third, crafting. Fill in the gaps with crafted gear until you can replace pieces with stronger delving or adventurer gear upgrades. Unlock the dailies, weeklies that will give you embers and ally enhancement runes, then run them consistently. Oh. Run the content to unlock allegiances and allegiances gear if it is best in slot. Grind until you have the best in slot pieces from the allegiance rep. Your legendary items are the backbone of your power, so upgrading their traceries should be a top priority. Here are the best ways to stack up those upgrades. First, main storyline. Play through the main story to earn gold traceries. These are some of the easiest guaranteed sources early on. Next is the Moors. Run the weekly quest in the Moors to earn a gold tracery selection box. It's a reliable way to pick exactly what you need. 3. Scaled instances. Run max level scalable instances like school and library to push your reward track forward. 4. Delvings. Farm delvings regularly to collect gold tracery boxes. It's a grind, but one of the most consistent ways to stockpile upgrades. 5. Reward track. Keep grinding your reward track for tracery and enhancement boxes. They add up quickly and round out your collection. Pro tip: remember to open up all the boxes that you've hoarded during the expansion prep period. Also, mix these methods together. Don't just tunnel one source. By spreading out your efforts, you'll level your traceries faster and keep your gameplay fresh. If there was a max virtue cap increase, you want to make sure you grind out virtues. At this point, the easiest way to do that is by doing your weekly delvings and missions, because they serve a dual purpose in also getting you gear. So you're wondering if you're ready for the new instances to drop? Here's the checklist. First, best in slot gear. You've finished collecting the top gear available, giving you the strongest stats possible. Next, legendary items maxed. Your allies are capped with the best tracery slotted. Remember, higher item level doesn't always mean better. A gold 15 tracery can outperform a green or purple tier 16 tracery if the core stat number is stronger, so always check the numbers. Third, top tier essences. You've socketed the best essences currently available in game. 4. Supply stocked. You're fully loaded with all the consumables and supplies you'll need, listed here. And that's it. You're now fully prepped to crush the next LOTRO expansion. Remember, I've put together this handy spreadsheet with all these tips in one place. You'll find the link in the description below. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next round of content, including class deep dives and raid strategies. Expansion Day is coming fast. Let's get ready for it together.